just because you're getting more offensive players into offensive positions doesn't necessarily translate into creating more chances. I think they're finding that out this season.
And what's interesting, Jules brought it up about Saka, obviously. Is it a case that he's out of form, or is it a case that some teams have sussed out how to defend?
Well, I don't think sussing out. I think you could just say the more experienced he gets, the more of a marked man he is.
Right.
Now, we know he gets a lot of treatment, so do a lot of players, and players are looking to rattle him. You can see clearly recently he has struggled. Yeah, he's getting plenty of shots away in the 7 games that he's played, but he's not very productive with it, and he's not looking a threat in front of goal. And look, I said yesterday during the game, you know, sometimes Joe Gomez is a pretty good one-on-one guy. Yeah. When he's defending, we can, you know, sometimes Gomez is in the wrong position as a full-back. I know he's playing left-back yesterday or whatever. He gets caught maybe sleeping at the back post. But one-on-one, he's big and he's strong and he's quick, and it was always going to be difficult for Saka. But a lot of teams are doubling up on him.
Right.
A lot of teams are doubling up on him, and he's finding that difficult. And I think he might have to get to a point where he's pulling players, and the best players do this, where he's dragging 2 or 3 players in, and then he's feeding the ball off nice and early. And Arsenal are utilising that extra body, and others are going to go and take up the mantle. But they're going to have to do that.
If you're Arteta, what are you saying to Saka, Stevie?
He's going to have to. He has to make better decisions. You know, again, we've just shown the XG and used that stat.
Times.
Times. And we used that stat, but then we just showed that Saka's had 29 shots. Now, somebody looking at that will go, "What? If he's a 29 shot?" The problem is, 20 of those shots are bad decisions because there's no way.
Yeah.
They're hitting defenders' legs or hitting a defender's body, or the shot's just not on, and they're doing things they shouldn't be doing. Plus, you add that to teams are sitting deeper. You know, last season, with extra space and the pace that Martinelli has and Xhaka has and the way Odegaard could pick a pass, it was perfect for them. But this year, everybody, including Liverpool, in this game yesterday, are sitting a bit tighter. So there's less room. There's less room to manoeuvre, which is probably a reason why he's got 29 shots and it's hitting everything but the back of the net.
I might be wrong, but I think maybe I'm wrong on this. I just look at like he's a player who has just lost a wee bit of confidence and he's doubting himself a little bit, because I'm not talking about the one he shanked yesterday at the back post in the second half, which wasn't great. But how many times have we seen this super talented guy at the moment beating defenders?
Right.
It seems to me at the moment he's coming back in a lot on his left foot, and he's not. I'm not seeing him a lot recently drop the shoulder and go away from a fullback and really get in behind and make the difference. It's just that part of his game. He's just lost that little burst of pace at the moment, and maybe that's just confidence or whatever it is, or he's feeling the heat of the amount of games that he's played in the last 18 months. I don't know, but I think there's one thing for sure: if Bukayo Saka continues to struggle, it's going to be a difficult pathway to see Arsenal winning this title.
Why aren't we seeing in taking on players more, Mario, as we're accustomed to, of course, throughout his career?
I think also, you know, if you look at the game yesterday, you know, Klopp played, a Gomez there with a right-footed player playing against a left-footed. So you know that Saka likes to go inside. And what is Gomez's stronger feet? Is his right. So on that scale, he knows how to block that ball quicker. And I felt like in the beginning, in the first couple of minutes, in the beginning when the first half kicked off, Saka read Gomez because he knew his control was on the inside, on his right foot. So you read that, and they could have scored out of that goal. There came a great tackle for, Konaté made a great tackle out of it, so that's why they didn't concede it. But then after that, it was that race that we talked about, the 1v1. That moment is like, it was the mental challenge, because when you as a fullback play against your attacker, it's a mental thing. It's ego against ego. How far are you willing to take me? And he would not take Gomez on in a way of like bringing the challenge to him, because he's got to run more with the ball. And one of the keys that Stevie said is that they drop deeper to make it harder for him, because there is no space. Like normally that's his strength. His strength is running with the ball and setting others up. And also the opposite side, normally it was left and right for them. Now all the eyes are focused on him. People are expecting him to break things open. And I think, that comes down to is more challenge on him and more expectation. And the talent he has, it's also normal. But then it comes down, it's going to be really, really tough for him if his team is not producing more and everybody's just focusing on him. It's going to be really, really hard for him.
Plus, Ben White is solid. Centre-half, playing full-back, has done for quite a while now. He's solid. But you don't really... He's not what I would call a full-back who you have to really worry about. I mean, you got to keep him in your thoughts and where is he. But he's not a marauding... He's more of a solid guy at the back there. So you kind of can concentrate a little bit on the threat that Saka's given with keeping half an eye on your full-back. It's not like it's Kyle Walker flying up and down the wing, you know, for 90 minutes whipping balls in, or Trent Alexander-Arnold getting forward, as we know. So that kind of negate... Yeah, it should give them a little bit more strength at the back. But although Ben White does get forward, he's not an attacking fullback that other teams really have to concern themselves about.
So they've gone away now for warm weather training and until their next game, which you said, 12, 13 days away. What do you focus on if you're Arteta? How do you handle these next couple of weeks?
Finishing.
Just that's it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think they're going to have to do a little bit of work defensively.
Right.
You know, Craig saying that Ben White ultimately is erring on the side of caution defensively because they were really tight. But just recently, they haven't been. They've been letting goals in. So they'll need to do a bit of work with the back line. But yeah, 100%, get on the finishing drills, get everybody with a smile. Any footballer doing finishing drills will have a smile on their face.
OK, unless they're missing.
Apart from Havertz.
well, you should at this level when you're doing finishing drills, you should be making the goalie save it. Let me put it that way.
I got to stop.
And they will be, by the way. But really, to me, it's down to form.
Right.
You know, it's not. We spoke about it yesterday. It's nothing to do. I don't think it's anything to do with tactics. It's to do with form.
But can this 2 weeks help?
Yes. Yeah. Takes you away.
Right.
Gets it out of your head.
Yeah.
Get a bit of sun, go and enjoy yourself, and then you come back fresh and with a clearer mind. It absolutely works.
We should all do that.
Yeah,
nice.
well, let's do it.
You're a man that loves going for a bit of sun.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Aye.
Last word on this to you, Jules.
for it.
Yeah, no, I agree with Stevie. I think they will come for a few days. Some of the families have travelled as well to Dubai. I think it's going to be good. They did it last season too. A lot of Premier League clubs are doing it. And I think it's the right time. If you don't play this weekend, of course, everybody will have the 10-day break at some point in January, which I think is a good thing because a lot of teams, not just Arsenal, but I think a lot of teams, a lot of players can do with a bit of a rest at some point.
Jules, you should see Stevie's face when they said that some of the families have gone with them. What's wrong with that, Stevie?
Well, because one of the benefits generally when you go away as a team is you're all together.
Right.
I mean, everybody laughs when you go, well, it's bonding. I mean, it sounds... But it is. You get together and you spend time together and there's all different conversations that end up coming out. You can't do that when you've got the family there.
I don't think they'll be there all the time sitting next to them, will they?
I mean, they go home every day at lunchtime. Why do they need to bring the family away with them? I really don't get it. I really don't get it. And I'm not...
I'm sure you did some Christmas parties too at that time.
Oh, dear. Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying.
Players can't be away from their families.
To have all the players away together for 4 days, 6 days, whatever it is, part of the reason is to get them together.
Right.
To spend time together.
Yeah. Well, listen, families there or families not there, whatever it is. I'm with Stevie to a certain extent. I don't quite understand that. But that's what they do, right? That is what they're doing. What we do know is the Premier League title is unlikely to be coming back towards them.
Right.
They're going to have to go and earn it this second half of the season. And that means a big improvement in what we've seen. They're capable of doing it. There's no way we're writing Arsenal off. But at this moment in time, after last year's excellence for 80% plus of that season, Mikel Arteta finds himself in a bit of a quandary at the moment with his team selection going forward.